It's been happening all across the country. Liberal students protesting and shutting down conservative speakers, right?
Yep, and conservative radio host Ben Shapiro is no stranger to these scare tactics, as you're well aware of. Ahead of his speech at GW at George Washington University yesterday, a threat was made against the conservative group that organized the event.
All right, Amy Triani is a co-president of George Washington University's Young America's Foundation and saw all this take place leading up and, of course, after the speech. Amy, you said at first when you saw the backlash, you were surprised.
Yes, that's right. I was pretty startled at first. It was a direct threat to YAF. They said, hey, YAF, get security. So to me, that was pretty threatening. But after I thought about it for a while, I realized that these are just the types of scare tactics that liberals and leftists use on campus to try to silence us. So after I got over my initial shock, I took the correct course of action and continued on with the event to show that we were not intimidated by them and that our voice was not going to be suppressed on campus.
So how did it end up working out last night, Amy? Because I know that Ben spoke there.
It was an incredible event. We didn't have too many problems. This is usually what happens on campus. They use these bullying scare tactics. They use their words. But at least at GW, there's usually not too much walk to their talk.
You said not too many problems? What were the problems?
We had some people getting rowdy in line, but there wasn't anything too bad. We did have security. We had extra security because of those threats. But like I said, at GW, there's not too much walk to their talk. There's a lot of harassment online. There's a lot of these threats on posters and things like that. But luckily, there wasn't too many issues last night.
So, Amy, let me ask something. GW, one of the most expensive and respected schools in the country. Do you feel as though there is a greater presence than one might think of conservative students on campuses like yours?
I think we're certainly still a minority, which is why we need to be bold when we have speakers and events on campus. You know, we're very prone to things like property destruction. All the leftists on campus are usually they see us doing an event and they go nuts and they just destroy what we're doing. They destroy our displays, our posters. So while we are a minority, we are a growing group on campus, but we still need to be bold in what we are doing because we will be a minority, I think, forever, especially at GW.
Would you ever do this to a liberal that came to speak at your school with a different organization? And if you did, what would be the backlash?
Absolutely not. I would never do that. No one in my organization would ever do that. We have the utmost respect for everybody that speaks at GW. We're used to seeing liberal speakers at GW. I mean, every other week we have Bernie Sanders, Michelle Obama, Joe Biden, all types of people coming to campus because that's the way GW runs. They don't like to invite conservative speakers. No one in my organization nor I would ever do that. If we did do that, I can be sure that there would be backlash by the administration, which is not the same response that we get when liberals do this to us.
So the student experience put this statement out. I believe in the value of free speech, respectful dialogue, and civility. GWPD does not see a threat and will be at the event and respects students having the choice to bring Ben Shapiro. Having voted for both parties, I am grateful for the freedom of choice. And I'm wondering, Amy, how many more conservative students would be out there if they didn't know they'd get so much backlash for doing it?
I'm sure we'd have a lot more people coming out if they weren't scared to come out to conservative events. I mean, I've been told by some of my peers that I'm the first conservative they ever met. That's kind of sad. That's scary.
Wow.
And I've had people tell me that, you know, they admire me for being able to be the co-president of YAF and be honest about my opinions. So I know a lot of people on my campus and on other college campuses that want to speak out and want to be bold in their conservative beliefs, but are scared of the backlash by their peers, professors, and the administration.
Well, Amy, keep pressing on because both sides do need to be told. And when we asked you why they were doing this at the beginning of the segment, you said it's to silence Republicans or silence conservatives. So if you continue to press on, then they don't win and your voices are heard. Thank you.